Hi, my name is Lisa, and I'd like to welcome you to my home. This is my channel about cross stitch and my other crafty endeavors, so I hope you'll find something inspiring. I hope you're all having a good day. Today is August 4th, 2023, and it is crazy that it's August, but it is. I put my glasses on because I thought it would be easier to see the screen, and I still can't see the screen, so hopefully everything will be clear. As far as a little bit of life updates, if you're new to my channel, welcome. And I had 2 knee replacements done in the spring, and so just been trying to get back to my normal, which I don't know what that's going to be because my knees are still kind of giving me a lot of fits, but we are persevering and we're going to get there. Just have to be patient, I guess. I'm not a very patient person, obviously, so or maybe not so obvious, but I'm not very patient. So it's been kind of a struggle, but it's going to be okay. I have been doing some stitching it's been about 3 weeks since my last video, and so I have been doing some stitching, so I was very excited about that. It's fun to be getting back into it again. So, and I'm sitting in this corner because I finished something and I have it normally sitting right up there, and so I thought it would be a good spot to film, but it's not a very good spot to film. It's kind of awkward spot in my living room, so I should have just picked the cozy couch. Anyhow, enough about where I'm sitting. So this is a finish. I have some fully finishes. I have some finished items. I have new starts. I have some progress on some other whips, and I have a little bit of quilting. So I hope you'll find something exciting. So this is my fully finished object. I got Liberty Inn, and last video I think I called it, I said it was from Blackbird, and it's not. It's by Plum Street Samplers. And so I changed the colors. I did it on a darker fabric for one, which I believe is Vintage Beeswax by R&R. It's a 36 count. And like I said, I changed the colors. And I will put them in the description box after it's uploaded, and give me a couple hours after it's uploaded to put them in there. But I had some people ask me about them, and I'm sorry, I don't think I ever posted it on Instagram like I said I was going to, and so I apologize. But I will put them in the description box. This is like the 4th time I've done this video, and I have all of the colors and I listed them out, except I'm not positive about one of the reds, so, and that's a big deal, so I'm just gonna list them in the bottom once I figure out what I used. So, but anyway, I'm very excited. This was a thrifted frame that I found, and it just went in there perfect, so I'm very excited. So I've been putting it up in my hutch here for August, and I thought once I'm going to start doing sunflowers and things here pretty soon this month, and then I'll put them up in here next month. So the other thing I worked on was Happy Birthday America, and I think everybody has seen this. I have had the stitching done for a very long time, but for some reason this intimidated me to get it fully finished. But I finally persevered the other day and got it laced around some board, and I got the sampler fabric that came in the kit. I got that put on, and that was what I think was making me the most nervous, because I was afraid I would get it on crooked or whatever, and I knew this was the only piece of it that I had. And so, but anyway, it turned out, and it was really quick. My kit didn't come with, it came with the little stand. It's the top of the box, and this little candlestick that you're supposed to paint red, I believe. And I'm not sure if I'm going to use that or not. I haven't decided. I don't like to paint, so I'm not real sure. But my kit didn't come with pom-pom trim, so I was able to get some from Dames of the Needle Mini Pom Toasted Meringue. So I think that will go nicely in there. So that's all I have to do is just glue the pom-pom trim on and then glue this down. And then I just have to put some cardboard or something, cardstock I mean, on the bottom to finish that. But anyway, so I was happy that I got that finished. That has been on the list. Do you have lists like that that just kind of go over and over in your mind? Every time I go into my craft room, I have piles of things that are just not finished, and I don't want to put them away because I want to be able to, for one, like find the things I need, and I don't want to use them for another project unknowingly. So I have piles of fabric for quilts that I have in process, and I just need to get these piles out of the way. So that's been kind of my goal. So all right, so those are my fully finished things, and let me put things away and I'll move on to my finishes. Okay, so on to finishes. Last night I worked on a Quaker Welcome by Leela Studios, and I've often wondered whether I was going to do the entire piece or not. I really enjoy the top of it. The bottom, I love it. I just don't care for a lot of the things that are in black. And I know a lot of times that's what a Quaker is all about. It's all about monochromatic. And I liked that this added some color in, but to me it just wasn't quite enough color. I just wasn't real happy with all of the black. So, even though it's beautiful, so on mine, I added some color. Like in this Quaker, I added some color. That was all supposed to be black. In this one, it was all supposed to be black. But anyway, I'm happy with how it's turned out. And I think I've decided that this is where I'm going to end on this one. I do like the bottom half, but I think I'm going to do it on a separate piece, and I think I'll kind of change some of the colors around. And when I was working on this one, none of my threads were in here. Story of my life. I think that's part of why I want to try to finish off these old whips, and I want to start off on a new leaf. I am going to write down my colors. I am going to do better on that, and I'm not going to steal threads anymore. If I do, it's just going to be steal half of them and put them on a new thread drop, so that I open a project bag and I won't have this situation to where I open it up and none of the colors are in there. So I know I changed all of these colors. I have no clue what they are. And anyway, so I think it's just going to be a time to just finish this one, and then I can just start new on other ones and just move on. I'm starting a new leaf. So that one's finished number one. I also finished my Stacy Nash, which I had worked a lot on at StitchCon, and it was so close. All I had to do was just put on a couple beaks, a couple little feet on the chicken, and stitch the bee in this little star. So I got that out last night, and I determined that that was going to be a finish, and so it is. I was able to get that all done. I did not put, there's a 1803 I think at the top, and I didn't put that on. I thought, oh, I like it just the way it is. So I was able to get the rest of my chicken's feet all on, and hold on. Okay, Marshall, go on. Okay. I'm sitting right by the dog door, and he had to get by me. So, anyway, So I'm very excited about this. I am hoping to find a frame for it. I was at the thrift store the other day with Larry, and honest, they had so many frames. I had been going, and I had actually been taking my cross stitch with me, and was just prepared that if I saw a frame, I would actually have my cross stitch right there, and I could double check it before I bought it. And wouldn't you know, the one day I don't take stuff is the day that they're just filled with frames. So hopefully they're not all sold out. I told myself to go, and then I reminded myself that I still haven't been able to go down to the basement, and I know I have frames down there. And I thought, now Lisa, that's just silly to go hunting for another one when all you could just go down in the basement. I haven't gone down the steps yet by myself. I mean, I've done it at therapy, but I don't know, I'm paranoid that if I do fall, nobody will know until he gets home. So I've just decided that I've been putting that off. So that's going to be a goal, I think, for tonight, is to go down there and look in my frames and see. Okay, and then I had another finish. This is Summer Breeze by Prairie Schooler. I had had this one in process for the longest, and so I finally just I finally got that finished. All I had to do was the grass and a couple of little things here and there, and I tell you, that grass is no joke with that alphabet in there. But anyway, we got that finished, so I'm excited. And I have the other one for fall on the other side, but I don't know if I'll ever finish that one. We'll see. I've decided I really don't like working on linen that is see-through. Like when I work with on this one or whatever, it's so dark and so dense that, I mean, I could carry threads from here till tomorrow and nothing shows. But it seems like on this one, I mean, you just don't cut off a thread close enough and you can see it. So I just don't enjoy that. And I also have decided that Prairie Schoolers can be kind of tough sometimes, because like on this one, there's like no margin for error, because you are just one square away, like your border is just one square away from all of these motifs. It's like, good night. You know, I like a little wiggle room so that when, not if, but when I make a mistake, it's kind of easy to just kind of fudge my way through, where, honest, that piece was kind of difficult. So I had to unpick things just because there was no wiggle room. There's just like one square between the motifs. So anyway, so I've decided in the future, when I do things, for the most part, I'm going to try to pick fabric that's more forgiving and patterns that are a little bit more forgiving. So because this is supposed to be fun, right? Not stressful. Okay, so I had a new start, Every Opening Flower by Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. I've seen so many people working on this, and it is so pretty. So here is my start. I worked on it, I think, on a Saturday and Sunday. We didn't do much. It was a lot of rain here, and so I pretty much just sat and stitched all day Saturday and I think Sunday. It was awesome. So I got quite a bit finished. I'm not really sure, to tell you the truth, if I'm doing the called for or not. I don't think I am. So I know I'm using a combination of, no, Marshall, go lay down. A combination of DMC, and I have a couple fancy floss in here. So anyway, And I haven't really tried out a lot of the colors yet, so it's kind of a guessing game on whether they will work or not. So, but like I said, my plan is to start putting a card in my projects, and I'm going to write down what I think I'm using and what I actually do decide to use in the piece. So that way I can just show the card, you can screenshot it, and if it's something you're interested in, then I can share it with you that way. Okay, and then I had another start. I had seen Chelsea from Annie B's working on this one, and she finished it, and so I thought, okay, I just need to get moving and get it going. I had it all planned out and kitted up except for the horse, so I went and picked out parchment by Weeks, and that's the color I'm using. But I'm doing mine on a darker fabric. It calls for like a light blue, but I'm doing mine on vintage beeswax again, I think. No, it's not. This is hand dyed by Stephanie, and it's oh shucks. Okay, sorry, I had to go look. It was in my project bag in my sewing room. I took everything out just so it wouldn't be so bulky over here. My dog just jumped up on the couch. So now my camera is going to be goofy. Okay. Real life, right? Okay, so it's Fabrics by Stephanie, and it is called Driftwood. It's real pretty. It does have a little bit of green modeling in it, and I just think it goes so well with the leaves. So anyway, so I'm real excited with the colors that I've picked for that. I just love the reds. They're kind of a pinky red, and they're just so pretty. But honest to Pete, I have made so many mistakes on this thing. So if you look at the tree, it's just supposed to be a straight, like a pencil stick tree. And I started up in this corner, and I did something wrong up here. I decided as soon as I did these two leaves, they were almost touching, and they're not supposed to be. And I'm like, oh, fart. So I had made a mistake there, and I thought, it doesn't matter, it's tree leaves. So I just kept going. And then when I did the, I came down, and I did this, and then I worked my way down to the basket, and then I did the horse. Anyway, but it was all jacked up. I mean, there's just mistakes all through this thing, but I don't care. I mean, I just have to realize what I can count from and what I can't. So I'm just fudging my way through it, but I'm really happy with it. It just, when I look at it, it just makes me happy. So I'm anxious to get back to that. I'm really enjoying it. Okay, and so then speaking of Chelsea and Annie B's folk art, their channel, they're doing a stitch along with anything Jane Austen. And so I had a whip of Gentleman's Daughter forever, and I ran into trouble with the colors I had picked and got stalled out and just lost interest. But I decided I was just gonna pull some greens and just finish this project. So anyway, and so I worked on that on a Sunday when we were just chilling watching TV, and I was able to get all of that grass done, the sheep and the little sidewalk. So now when I look at it on the camera, I'm not real crazy about how this green goes with the grass, but I have other trees that I have to do, and I have to fill in the green on the basket with something else because I'm not happy with that color. So I know there's a way that I could get them all to jive. But anyway, I am really excited that that went so fast. I just thought, oh, it was going to be so tedious, and it really wasn't. It was pretty cool. It went together real nice, so that was an enjoyable day stitching. So those are nice. And I also put a little bit of work into my Brenda Keys Red House sampler. I'm sorry. She calls it Red House sampler, and it's kind of a orangey red, which is not my fave. So I have decided to make it a Blue House sampler. And so I was able to finish the flowers down here on the border, and I was able to go up, and then I was able to get that middle tree done above the house. So I was pretty happy. I was able to get the leaves all the way up to, this is the top corner up here. So I was able to get the leaves and stuff up there. But anyway, I'm just really tickled with how this is coming along. I don't really have any of my colors really planned out. I just have a bunch of things that I think I might need. But, you know, I'm not sure. There's a ton of different trees and critters and whatnot. So I have one set. I have all the ones on one ring. Once I've used a color, it goes on this ring. And then these are just things that I might want to use down the road. So that's the way I'm handling that. We'll see if anything gets easier when it comes to my thread choices. Doubt it, but we're working towards a goal, right? Okay, so that pretty much covers what I've been working on and what I was able to finish. I did work a little bit on quilting, but I don't know if I'll show you, because I would have to take the camera in the other room because it's just laying out on my cutting board. But I'm real close to being able to put the quilt top together. It's just going to be a wall hanging, and it has sunflowers and a beehive. If you've been here before, I know I've showed it. I have all of the applique things blanket stitched, so I mean I'm pretty close. I just have to cut the 4 corners to go in the corner, and then I can sew them all together. So I'll show that next time, and who knows, I'm hoping to have it quilted by next time. We'll see. We'll see. I have big hopes, but then some days I just get up and I'm like, nah, I don't wanna. So pretty much the only thing I have left is I just wanted to share what my sweet friend Loretta has gifted me. She came over the other day for lunch, and she gave me a cute little bag, and she said it was going to be a makeup bag for when we go on trips, because I always take my makeup and stuff in like a plastic grocery bag, and I get mad at myself every year thinking, oh my gosh, why don't I have, you know, a pretty bag made up to put all my stuff in. I have the ability to do that. I just don't get around to it. So she's like, well, so there you go. Now you have a makeup bag. So she also found this on one of her little outings, and it said, good morning, this is God. I'll be handling all your problems today. So and she gave me a little scissor fob or a zipper pull that was a sewing machine. And then she made me something, which I just think is so incredibly sweet. So she made me a scissor fob. She's just been stitching, I think this year, pretty much. She's been really stitching a lot. And so she made me this beautiful scissor fob, and I'm just so tickled with it. She knows I love red, and so she came up with the design herself and finished it in the little pillow shape. And I just think it's sweet. So thanks, Loretta, for being my best friend. And so that pretty much sums it up. I know that I have something that I'm excited about starting, and that is I follow 3 people on Instagram who each month they have a challenge between each other that they will do something each month. They have a theme each month, and I think they can pick whatever they want in that theme, whether it be any of their various hobbies that they like to do, and they just pick anything in that theme, and then they have a deadline of, you know, each month to post it on Instagram what they do. And so it's one of those things that I look forward to seeing what they make. And I did not ask them if I could mention them on the video, so I know I'll talk about it in the future, and if they're okay with it, then I'll find out. But anyway, so I was thinking, oh, I should ask them if I could, you know, join in on their group. And then I thought, oh, Lisa, come on, just make your own group and just, you know, don't horn in on their group, you know. So I decided that I was just going to try to do something like that. So I talked with Jeanette, my friend on Crafty Cottage Stitches. Y'all know her, and Heather. And then she talked with Nancy from the So-and-Sos. And so we've all come up with a little list of things that we want to do, and we'll try to work on them maybe a month ahead of when we would display them. And so we decided to start on August 1st. So we decided the first one would be sunflowers. So I have a bunch of ideas of things that I want to try to work on that are sunflower related. And it can be just anything. I think Jeanette said she was going to do a wreath or something. So it can be anything you enjoy doing. It's just with that theme. And then I think in September it's pumpkins, because that way in October we would have, you know, pumpkins to display, you know, once October hit. And then in October, I think it was a table runner, so that, you know, for November we might all have a nice table runner to put out for Thanksgiving. So those are the 3 that I can remember off the top of my head. So anyway, so if anyone wants to join in, I'm going to try to come up with a hashtag by my next video, and that way we can all kind of follow each other and see what we're all creating. But I just thought it would be a good motivator to, you know, kind of get me going, because I can do pretty good if I have a deadline. So I figure, you know, the last week of the month will probably be pretty busy around here, because I'll probably try to finish the things that I've got halfway done. But anyway, so if you want to join in, you're more than welcome, and I'll try to get more details. But we're just going to do sunflower for August, and we have until the end. So I have a couple of ideas that I'm kind of throwing around, so we'll see. Most of them, unfortunately, are in my phone, and that's what I'm using to record, so I can't share them with you. But anyway, I hope everybody is having a great day. It's pretty here. Sun is shining, and I should get busy and get going on doing something. So I hope you all have a great day. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Bye.